Okay, we're hot. We're live, folks. Let's see. Nick, good morning. Nick is here, everybody. Yes.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, man.
Prepare yourself.
Okay, I've got no camera.
Prepare yourself.
Line and take cashing your chips, you sniveling, whining, self-loathing hypocrite.
Hello, Nick. Christy, Papa Doc, Edwin. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad all of you are here. Let me turn my lights on.
Mascot of the next century. Look in the mirrors, crowd insecurity. I bleed for you, my eyes burn. My point is no, cause you'll never learn. You'll never learn. I bleed for you. You'll never learn. I bleed for you. You'll never learn. I bleed. I bleed.
You ready for it?
Fuck you, Michelle Bachman. Fuck you. Lying and dying is all that you read. Militant from your mouth. Fuck you, fucking Levi's. Shot of your mouth and turns and self-pity. Sick of your loathsome little ditty. Put line and anchor, cashing your chips. You sniveling, whining, self-loathing hypocrite. Blame it on Rio, all the woman ain't ready. Levi's clothing company. It's all your
It starts with an F.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I should have figured that. Hey, Josh.
Bullshit! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, Nay-ture! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, all motherfuckers! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, Chevron! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you all! Fuck you, motherfuckers! Fuck you, Hollywood! Fuck you!
Big Papa Charlie, what's up, buddy?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck up! Fuck you!
Hello! Trendy, reporting you live from Orlando, Florida, home of Trendy House. That was helping Trendy. We find you the hashtag Trendy on all forms, social media, especially on Rumble and Twitter. We're hot on both. So check out us on Rumble and Twitter today. This is the Ox Project from Orlando, Florida. Not to be messed with.
Fucking stick my finger in a fat fucking turkey Go fuck yourselves!
Yes! Yes! Of course! Yes! Hello, Steve! Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hello.
You'll never
Hi! You guys like that alarm, that hype going on? Let's get ready to rock. Hey, everybody! Welcome to Tron and On. My name's Tron. I'm here with Grezza. Yeah, can't do it. Tried, can't do it. So, hello, everybody, and welcome. And let me just say this. I had Deb here last night, and I pulled up my Twitter, and I started going through my tweets, and I saw that 2 of you were retweeting me last night. 2 of you. So I went ahead and I sent them some Bitcoin. Thank you. And I didn't go live. Look, if you guys don't remember to check your Twitter at night, if you're waiting, you're like, why isn't Nay live? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe go to Twitter and start retweeting me and start giving me some attention over there. Then I'll come over here and I'll give you some attention in here. Okay? That's the way this is going to work from now on. So last night, you didn't get a show. Saturday night would have been great. Her and I sat here, we watched some movies and got high alone because I was checking my Twitter and you guys aren't there being supportive all the time. So, you know, it's got to be all the time, not just once a day. Probably do you better to do it right before you think I'm going to go live on a show, or when I tweet, turn on your notifications. I don't know. Just saying, you want more shows? show me some love on Twitter, man. Okay? Make an account. You don't have one? Go make one. You got banned? Make a new account. Your email's no good? Make a new email. It's free and it's easy, and all of you have the ability to do it. And don't give me any bullshit, sad sob stories. I don't want to hear them. Okay? If I don't see you on Twitter retweeting me and being supportive, and that means a bunch of you. 2 of you was good, but not enough to get me on here last night. Hell no. So shouts out to Sean and to Token Tony Z. You guys got some crypto last night. No one else did. So you're looking at the time, you're like, there wasn't Nay Live. Hey, maybe go to my Twitter feed and start retweeting me. You know, if you want to show. That's what's going to work for you. And that's all that will work from now on. If you don't do it, I've got more than enough here to keep me happy. Someone to talk to, someone that will listen to me, someone that interacts with me and cares about what I have to say. You know, it doesn't have to be y'all. So if you want to be included in that circle, include yourself on my Twitter feed. It's at Nay's Garden. For those of you who are still having a hard time finding me on there, I'm at Nay's Garden. Can't wait to see all of you running over there to go retweet and send some likes and leave some comments and go find all the interactions and take the poll with Dr. Susan Oliver and, you know, see how I'm interacting with other people and you know, Unholy Rome, and make sure you follow all the people I'm talking to, and make sure you follow all the people I tell you to follow, get involved, and make sure you don't just go to my profile. Make sure you also click on my replies and you go through and you follow Pat, you know, and you follow all the other people, you know? Because, like I said, these shows are going to get shorter, and they're going to get fewer, and before you know it, I'm only going to be going live once a week for a half hour. And I'm going to be bigger than goddamn potato chips. So, I'm telling you right now, you have the opportunity, all of you have the ability to just go to Twitter and do a little bit for me. You have the ability to do it. It's in your hands, and I'm putting it entirely in your hands. Why? Because I know if I don't do this for you, and I do it for me, and I slow it down, and I know I'll get huge. And you know what? I want that. And if we can't do it the right way, well, then I'll do it the other way. I'll do it the way, you know, the way YouTube conforms you to do it. It doesn't have to be like that, folks. It doesn't have to be like that. Hey, it's so bitter. You definitely have been. Well, you know, where were you at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock last night? You know? Didn't see you, so I'm sitting here. I'm tweeting, so you guys know I'm up. I was liking Sean's and Token Tony Z's retweets of me, liking their comments to me. Yeah, and if you were following me on Twitter, you would have seen that I was active on Twitter. If I'm active on Twitter, it means I want to go live on the show. Oh, yeah. If I'm active on Twitter, I want to go live. And I'm looking for support. I don't get support, I'm not going live. That's it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. That's the way it's going to be. Daddy set down some new rules, and you better come play ball. You want shows, you want 3 shows a day, you want to get high with me 3 times a day, you want to hear what I have to say about whatever the fuck's going on at that moment, you'll come to Twitter and you'll support me over there too. I'm sick of begging. So, pretty soon, there won't be any more begging, and there won't be as many shows, and you're just going to have to fucking figure out when I'm going to be live. You really want it that way? I don't think you do. And Drew, by the way, you're unblocked. Thank you for the apology, Drew. That was all I asked from the very beginning. I just wanted an apology. I understand the situation the way you were trying to put it, but you also have to understand my situation here of not allowing that kind of language at all on my... Good morning. Good morning, Drew. Welcome back. Just as long as we got an understanding, and anybody else pulls that shit, I will block you, and if Drew pulls it again, I'll block him again. You're going to have to come crawling back to me on your hands and knees and apologize. If that's the way you want it, so be it. Your apology is more than accepted, brother. Absolutely. I was trying to give you as much time as I could, but I was kind of in a hurry because I was in the middle of talking about that Kamala Harris thing. So, cool. Just as long as we all know we have to keep it non-racist in here. That's all I ask of you guys, really. And that comment you made about my mom, dude. That was the thing. It wasn't even the racist comment. It was that you said my mom was like your grandfather. That's what pissed me off. Because let me just say this. While my mom is definitely indoctrinated, oh, absolutely, and she has been programmed, she doesn't use the terminology like your grandfather did. Understand that. My mom isn't that low to the ground. She's got way more class. I've never heard her use a racist word in my entire life. Ever. Never. So, you know, you can apologize about what you said about my mother, too. You can apologize about my mother separately. And I'll accept that apology as well. You know, you've apologized for the racist statement? Absolutely. I want a second one for my mom. Because she ain't your grandfather, bro. You think your grandfather's like my mom. You don't know my mom, bro. So, yeah, I sometimes you hear some shit going on here, whatever. But all the other times that you see us getting along and us doing nice things for each other, don't ignore all that shit too, man. You know? Okay. Thank you. It's accepted. I couldn't have even told her that someone said that about her, bro. That's how bad it was what you said. It's like I wanted to go to my mom, listen to what this motherfucker said about you. No, I couldn't even do that. I was like, dude, that would fucking hurt her so much if she heard that. So I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Cool, man. Good. So we can move past that. Your ham has a cyst in it. Hashtag Albertsons. Dude, is Albertsons still a thing? I thought Albertsons went out of business and became like Publix. Wow, I guess there's still Albertsons grocery stores in the world. I didn't know that. I figured since they're not in Florida. Not in Florida, I cannot see them anywhere. Speaking of Florida, police are searching for a suspect after a deadly shooting at a Florida mall. Wow! CNN headline news, guys. Must be a mass shooting, right? I wonder how many people got killed. I'm thinking 12, 13. There's probably 60 people injured. It's Florida. You know, somebody probably had a semi-auto. You know, I'm thinking there's a whole bunch of bodies piled up somewhere outside a mall. Right? Huh. Check this out. You ready? 1 dead, 1 injured in shooting at Florida shopping mall. Front page headline news on CNN, you know, because Florida legalized guns and 1 person got shot. 1 person got shot by a gun, everybody. CNN wants you to know. Really, I wonder how many other states a killing happened yesterday where a person got shot. How many other murders happened yesterday in the United States? Why is Florida making the headlines with 1 kill? Dude, I don't mean to try to somehow associate mass murders with video gaming scores. But at the same time, do you really give a shit if somebody's playing a video game and they only get 1 kill? Is that headline news? Or are you going to watch the guy who just got 30 kills and cleaned up the fucking server and ended the fucking game? And ruined everybody else's night? That's the dude I'm watching, right? That's the dude I'm interested in. So why the 1 kill, CNN? Oh, because CNN plays a narrative, and Florida's evil, you see. Florida's Republican, and it's run by Ron DeSantis. Yes, that's true. And yes, he has helped to kind of grease the wheels to allow everyone here in the state that wants to have a gun to go get a gun, and to have very little few hoops to jump through in order to achieve that. Right? They make it real easy for you here. Everyone here has a gun. CNN, it must be doing really good. It must be working out really good for the state of Florida, because CNN has to put up a headline when 1 person got shot and killed and another person was injured. 2 people involved, right? They're trying to make Florida look like it's the murder capital of the world. This isn't how you do that, CNN. You guys are idiots. No one's going to take you seriously ever again. Keep crying wolf, man. Keep trying to paint this picture. We can read what's underneath the headline, you morons. Most people are going to read that. They're going to be like, oh, there was a mass shooting in Florida. Oh, my God. Let me see. Because it's on the front page. It's on the front. I'll show it to you on the front page. Here. I'll show it to you on the front page. Here. Hold on. You got to see it. You got to see this shit. It's the second headline on the page, guys. I know this might seem a little crazy. Look. Look. There it is. There's a headline. Trump urges court to grant him immunity in election subversion case. Oh, wait. What's the second headline? Police are searching for a suspect after a deadly shooting at Florida Mall. You know, it was so important that they don't even tell you the fucking city. Florida's a big state. You'd think they would put the name of the city in there just so people would be more alert and aware. And so they're not really looking out for your best interest, are they? They didn't even tell you the city. No. They're trying to be hyperbolic. All right? They're trying to blow something up out of nothing. And like I said, okay, Google. Okay, Google. How many Americans get killed daily in gun deaths in the United States?
Here's what I found.
Wow, really? 117 people. 117 people. So, CNN wants you to know about this one dude that got shot in Florida when there's 117 other people all around the country dropping dead from fucking bullets, right? Oh, but CNN's like, oh, Florida! Oh, they legalized guns there. Look, somebody got shot in Florida. I just want to know this. Dave Campione and Josh G. Thank you for the two of you who have, and I guess Crispy Cat says that happened in Ocala. Well, it's kind of close to home. I didn't know it was in Ocala because it didn't say Ocala. It just says Florida. I haven't even gotten to that part yet. Right? Hilarious. It's Ocala, huh? Wow. Dude. Tom lives out there. Hashy buds. But anyway, I digress. I went down the wrong track. So, if I was watching a podcaster that was talking about this and having the response that I gave you on this, I'd be in the chat going, fuck yeah, bro, I know, man. God damn, these motherfuckers, CNN sucks dick. Bro, what the fuck? Oh my God. I'd be typing like crazy right now. I would be inspired. My audience, not inspired. Silence. Except for Crispy Cat, Josh G, and Dave Campione, the three of you. Well, I'm glad that I inspired a response out of three of you. Like I said, if I was watching this, like let's say it was Destiny or Hassan that I watch, or somebody else, you know, Graham Elwood, Ron Placone, any of the people that I watch frequently, I'd be in the chat saying something right now. I'm like, that's fucked up, bro. Thanks for telling me about this. It's crazy how CNN subverts reality to try to bring you a narrative. Evil Florida, evil gun laws. You know, look, one person died in the state of Florida. What about the other 116 around the country? CNN, why don't you list all the states where somebody died? Huh? Drew. Okay, there you go, Drew. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. Definitely not national news. Definitely not national news, but it is for CNN because CNN is shoving a narrative down our throats. And that's part of it. You know, I got to tell you guys, I'm not anti-gun. I'm not anti the ease of people obtaining them in this state. I'm not against that at all. You know, I'm all for red flag laws. I'm all for you see something, say something. I'm all for good guy with gun. I'm all for, you know, arming everybody. And, you know, people are going to behave better. When everybody's got a gun on them, people are going to behave better. There's going to be less violence in this state. I like it. I like it a lot. I like that some little old lady, somebody tries to grab her purse, can just pull out a .45 auto and blow a hole through your fucking heart and laugh at you. I love that. That's the way it should be. Iowa, you're in a town of 20,000, and you had 3 people killed in a bar. Huh. That one didn't make the front page. You know, because there's too much going on in Iowa right now with all the presidential candidates and stuff. They don't want to make Iowa look bad, I guess. I didn't even hear about that. It's a mass murder, huh? 3 people dead? Oh, well, maybe they didn't get killed. You know? Trusted opinion reporting. Thank you, Josh G. Thank you. I'm sorry so many people walked away from their computers and aren't able to respond right now in this chat. I'm sorry that there aren't more people here, man. There will be when I go once a week. There's going to be plenty of people here to see me once a week. Yeah, not dead. That's why it didn't make the news, right? If it bleeds, it leads. So, not enough blood to cause a flood. All of this on the front page. Oh, there it is. Sense of misery. Here it is. Sense of misery has fallen upon the city, revered by Christians as the birthplace of Jesus Christ. A difficult morning, Netanyahu says, after 10 Israeli soldiers killed in one day. Doctors accuse IDF. Oh, you can be anti-IDF and still be pro-Jews, just so you all know. Doctors accuse IDF troops of atrocities. Oh, you think? Huh. Well, glad that's making the headlines. Look how they make it all small and put it underneath the fact that there was a killing in Florida. Can you believe this? Big old black letters. Big old fat fucking black iconic letters. Police are searching for a suspect after a deadly shooting at a Florida mall. And then in tiny little... Ooh, doctors accuse IDF troops of atrocities. Now, you think atrocities would make the fucking front page, and would not, I mean, it is the front page, would make the top of the goddamn paper. That there's atrocities being committed with American dollars. You'd think that would be the fucking headline, right? No, not CNN. Still protecting things with our words and the way we put things on a page. And whatever the fuck. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Moving on. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You can let me know in the chat if you appreciate that kind of content. I can't believe all the fucking, goddamn, the audience members, people like Destiny and Hassan have, man, and I just cannot get, I can't even get like 6 people to watch me, bro. It's fucking psychotic. I'm spitting fucking cleaner facts than either of those fucking cunts are. I'm bringing you the real shit. News feeds us what they want to feed us, right? Dude was arrested. You carry a 40. I like my 45 auto. It's fucking awesome. The 45 auto is just... I feel like a society, those who are awesome are aware of the manipulation and deception, like us Chinese feel like we're in a straitjacket. It's like we can't get it. Yeah, but Josh G, you know what? I've already come to the conclusion that we won't make a change at all. I was watching Al Gore this morning on CNN. What a cuck. You know, he still says that we have the ability to stop climate change, man. He's still trying to get people to pay tax. Carbon tax, and he's got all these stupid carbon programs and shit, and they're not doing dick, and they're trying to claim that we're reversing climate change. Really, with Elon Musk launching a rocket every fucking day, which we didn't have 10,000 years ago? Really? We're getting better? Really? Bullshit. Bullshit. With the fires? Bullshit. What a lie. Dude, I got so angry this morning when I was watching that on CNN. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You dusted off Al Gore to bring him out here so that he could lie to us? He said, you know, we were supposed to be at plus 4 or 5 Celsius, but now we're only under plus 1. We've made a lot of changes that have really slowed down the... Bullshit! Bullshit, man. He's just trying to get you to spend more money. Guys, he wants you to put money into the projects that he's invested in. He doesn't have a lot of time left, and he don't give a fuck. I used to think he cared, man. It's all about carbon taxes and whatever the fuck he's put his money into, so he can feel better about himself, right? He can pretend to feel better about himself. Oh, I tried everything I could and made millions and millions of dollars along the way. Oh, great. Yeah, you were really trying hard there. Yeah, the creator of the internet. What a fucking dumb shit motherfucker to say that. Oh, I invented the internet. Yeah, sure you did, Al Gore. You've got 7 pistols? Hell yeah, buddy. Rogan accidentally destroyed Trump. What? Can we watch this?
Said,
Can we please watch this?
Days ago?
We didn't have enough airports.
If you had any other job and you were talking like that,
Yeah.
they would go, "Hey, you're done."
If you talk
Oh no.
for the record,
Is that fake?
it's not fake.
He was
but
talking about
he
somebody
was
else.
referencing Trump saying that.
He's such a good conversationalist. I almost wish he did like debate or political stuff. He's such a good conversationalist. Unbelievable. Kanye shows up, and obviously it's Kanye West, right? I'm going to be honest. I might have.
I don't know how effective cancel culture is anymore. We torpedoed that.
Huh. What is this?
Did you see that video? There's a video that was going around today of people in Chicago that are furious that the government is giving so much money to all of these immigrants that have illegally migrated into Chicago.
No, I didn't see that.
They're giving them cell phone and $1,200
yeah.
whatever it is, and
Yeah.
these people are freaking out.
Yeah.
And these people that were Democrats, they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, if Trump wants to talk to us, come talk to us.
Yeah,
Like, we're tired of this shit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this
Yeah.
is just
Wow.
wild to see. These people are
Way
waking
to
up.
go,
Like, why are
Democrats.
you giving people that aren't even from here all this
Dude,
money and
no.
a free phone and all this shit?
Dude, if Donald Trump wants to win, all he has to do is remind people about San Francisco offering $5 million to every African American resident. That shit pissed me the fuck off. I was like, fuck that and fuck you. And holy shit, what nerve. You know? I mean, I'm all for reparations too, man. But that was so fucking hyperbolic and stupid.
And you're not giving
guess that's my
anything
word of
to
the
us?
day.
And that, I mean, yeah, that is
Stupid.
It's like, I think those people deserve, but that's what it's like. We're seeing this like, why aren't regular people getting that same shit? Why doesn't everybody just get that? Why is that person getting special treatment?
Why
where
do
it's like,
you eat so
we're
much
just-
sugar?
I mean,
Holy
that's the
shit.
same again. The safety.
Did you have
They shouldn't
donuts
get
on your
it either.
donuts
What
on your
they're doing is
donuts
they're trying to
for
buy
breakfast
votes.
this morning,
That's what I
donut
think is
man?
doing.
Oh my
They're trying
God.
to get
Hey,
rid of
here's
voter
an idea.
ID,
Stop
and they're
eating
trying to
donuts.
bring people in or allow
those-
people to get in
God
and make
damn
it
it.
easy for them to travel all
I mean,
around the country.
Joe Rogan.
And if someone like let
Dude,
you in the
come on,
country,
man.
wouldn't
You're
you
gonna
vote
sit there
for
and
them?
let this man
But they
be
can't
fat
vote.
in front of you?
Well, what if they can?
He's
But
morbidly
they're talking
obese.
about
Yeah,
not
yeah.
having voter
Jesus
ID.
Christ.
But you have,
Like, what do you think that they were
He
talking
totally
about it in
saved
New
his life
York?
right
They were
now.
going to try to
He has
make
to be
it
a
so that if you weren't a citizen, you could still vote
Hey,
in New York.
Randy.
interesting.
That was
Hey,
something
Billy
that was
Bond.
discussed, right?
I don't know, because my dad
Google
can't
that thing
vote.
about New
I
York.
think it was discussed, but I don't know this.
Attempts to have
Randy.
people that were immigrants capable of voting in New York, whatever you would search it under. But
My dad straight can't vote, and he's been here, 40 years or 50, 40 something.
if they start changing things, look, why else would you want that many people to cross over? I would want those people to cross over if I was wanted one of two things. I wanted chaos, or B, I wanted voters.
yeah.
It's like that's what Wild
Well,
Wild
or-
Country did. They
Is this
brought
like
the
the
whole-
journey of like every person that turns conservative? Is there like a group of
That is
beliefs that you always find it? Because like I remember my parents told me this when I was a kid, right?
It's a
That,
good observation.
that illegal immigrants have been shipped
made.
over by buses,
The
by
journey
Democrats
people
to go and
make,
vote.
As they get older, they become
Is
Republicans.
this just like a thing you just kind of have to believe as you get older, or?
yeah.
It's the same kind of
But
deal.
also,
Here.
Oh yeah.
Struck down. Okay, state Supreme Court judge from Staten Island said, click on it so I can read it. So, state Supreme Court judge from Staten Island said the measure, which would have allowed more than 800,000
30,
non-citizens to vote, violated the state constitution. So, they were trying to pass this measure. Imagine what would be the motivation? What would be the motivation of allowing people that are illegal aliens?
Well, they're permanent
to
legal
vote?
residents.
Permanent legal residents.
So they're basically like guys like my dad who've been
So these are
here
just
and don't
people
have a
that are not
citizenship.
American citizens. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody with their green. I mean, some people never. Like
That's
I said,
a green,
I don't-
yeah. They're talking a permanent resident permanent resident is a green card holder, and then from residency, after some
How funny would it be if every single one of those illegal immigrants went out and got a fucking gun with the money we gave them?
level 3 to 5 years, you can apply for citizenship, is what they're talking about.
All right. No
And that
longer
is
going
never
to
gonna
give us
become a
cheers, everybody.
citizen.
Also only applied to local.
So non-citizens, what's the technical term for a non-citizen? If you're not a citizen
Isn't
and
it a resident?
you're here,
Illegal resident.
illegal
No,
resident.
legal.
Legal.
Yeah.
So do you have a green card?
Yeah, green card.
That's
Forever?
yes, that's what a legal resident is, and I'm pretty sure you can indefinitely maintain a green card. I don't think you have to apply for citizenship, right?
Like, or is
think
it
so.
does it expire?
Age and residency requirements.
Age and residency requirements.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, look, you could debate that, but it's not the same as illegal immigrants. It's like
Hang
people,
rent.
it's basically people that have been in that place and they don't want to become citizens. They
Right.
could be able to vote for municipal elections, not national elections.
But if you are a Democrat or if you're a Republican, let's see it on the other side. Imagine you're a Republican and you do this and you say, we're going to let people who aren't even citizens vote. Who do you think those people are going to vote for? They're going to vote for the people that are allowing them to vote.
yeah.
That's such a reductionist take. I don't think any fucking like policy ever works that simply. Like, oh, I just do this one thing, I get all of their votes. Like, bro.
Oh my God.
Destiny, do you think non-citizens should vote at any level? School councils, for instance,
Cheers,
at the
brother.
federal level, non-citizens are counted to determine the way the
Cheers,
reps in the House are divided, but obviously
Rocky
can't
Island
vote.
days.
I mean, if you're being calculated for
Rocky Island
representatives in the
days.
House, you should be able to vote.
Rocky Island
I don't know.
days.
I don't talk about that much because I think it's annoyingly divisive, but I think there are strong arguments for illegals being able to vote in certain types of elections based on what their status is in a particular community. Like if you're an illegal citizen of the United States, but if you live in a local community, if you own a house and you're paying property taxes, and if your kid is going to a school under DACA on a legal name, like the idea that you can't vote for like the school superintendent, that's kind of weird. You're paying your taxes. You might be paying taxes from a job and from your property taxes that go to the school. You're sending your kid to school. You're supporting like the fact that you can't. Yeah, I think there are strong arguments in that direction, but voting and everything is fucking AIDS. 90% of the people that have strong opinions on it don't vote anyway, so it's just fucking strange.
Just especially if you're not politically savvy. Now,
It is kind of like
imagine
the
you're-
old, it's like Tammany Hall, like in Gangs of New York, where it's like you vote like 4 times and they
Right.
just bring the fucking Irish people off the boats and like, shave your mustache and go vote again, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of that.
Well, that's the old, yeah, that's how it always used to be.
Nay,
That's how
nay,
they
we
always
cray,
do it.
cray.
But the thing is, it's like
Nay,
if
nay, we
you
cray, cray.
wanted the laws on voting to be more lax, and you wanted citizens
Yeah.
that are here, but they're not legal. They're not
Right.
You could
Or legal.
That's or not legal.
not legal,
That's
yeah.
next.
I don't think you'd be able to get anybody to fucking go.
How
do
are
that.
you trying to get people to vote for someone who's not a citizen voting?
Well,
That's
there-
always been the thing. Like, you cannot vote if you're not a citizen.
There, I guess, just reading off that, right? I don't know anything
Right.
else. That to me, I don't know that I would have to think about it, but it's like what they're saying is, if you've been here a while, you're a legal resident, you're part of this community, you pay
Right.
taxes, you do all that stuff, you can vote.
In the United States here, we put way too much value on voting, trying to restrict people who are allowed to vote, making it more difficult for people, acting like it's some kind of a rite of passage or some sort of a, oh, we're all free here in the United States of America, we have the right to vote and decide. You know, it's like choose your destructor. You know, that is fucking Ghostbusters. Yeah, who's it gonna be, man? You know, a white piece of paper? You think about a white piece of paper, a white piece of paper is gonna come kill you all. You know, you thought about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? That's who comes to kill you. It doesn't matter. Who are you gonna vote for? Trump? He's the one that comes to kill you. You gonna vote for Biden? He's the one that comes to kill you. It doesn't fucking matter. It's war games, man. You know, the only way to win is not to play the game. Talking like voting is like, oh, it's all gonna save all of us if we all just vote and we all vote for the right people. Oh, the world's gonna be so beautiful. And look at all the time and energy and effort that they're spending on this. Dude, voting has got us here to a fucking genocide in the Middle East, no health care, fucking another war with Russia. You know, we're not doing shit about climate. We're not doing shit about COVID. Oh, but let's keep voting because they solve all of our problems. Okay, that's the answer,
In
I guess.
local municipal elections, you can't vote for fucking senator, you can't vote for fucking president, you can vote for alderman,
That was
you
my
can vote
rage
for
fan.
state house representative,
Keeps
because
me cool while I
they
rage.
directly affect your thing, which is at least a reasonable argument as opposed to a non-citizen.
I don't rant, I rage.
I don't think people. You're either like a citizen or an illegal. I don't think people have like any. There's no difference in their brain, or there's no like gradient between those. I think.
Randy, welcome to the Rumble.
What allows that cross into ability to vote threshold? Is it the tax? Generally curious. I mean, if you're making some investment in a community and you live there, and then you're directly impacted by the rules and regulations, it's interesting to think that you might still have no voice or no say in how those things are
420
ran.
video link.
I think that's an interesting thing to think about. Like, technically, that's kind of sort of what caused like the American Revolutionary War, right? Where people that had no representation in a certain political body, but were still subject to the rules and regulations thereof. Not to say it's one-to-one.
Dude, I have oil on my lips right. I'm sitting here
Here's
like...
another one.
Oh, there's people that voted for Biden that are doing it now. They're like, what did I do?
Right.
Like, what did I choose?
That's what I said when I voted for
You
Obama
just
twice.
can't
I was like,
listen
what have I
to
done?
An interview where he's saying some of the stuff he says that just makes no sense at all. It's like you can't listen to those interviews and feel like you made a good decision. I don't know how you
Did
could.
you hear what he said like yesterday or a couple days ago?
Mm-mm.
He was talking about the Revolutionary War. He's like, one of the reasons why we lost the Revolutionary War, one of the problems with the Revolutionary War was they didn't have enough airports.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I saw that. It's like,
Have you seen
what
that?
the
Like, pull him.
It's
Imagine
crazy.
How old is this?
If you had any other job
That's an
and
old...
you were talking
That's
like
an
that,
old video,
they'd
isn't
go,
it?
hey, you're done.
If you talk
Oh no.
Dude, wasn't this...
like that to a doctor at your
Yeah.
medical exam to fight, they'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, like obviously you're not fighting. You also here's 8 weeks of being helped out by a professional. Like
Right. You might not ever do anything again.
No, it's
yeah.
The Hall of Fame is two people, dear Slayer. It's Nikki and Flan O'Houlihan. Nikki broadcasts on Twitch. And I think she might have a Rumble page now. Flan O'Houlihan is on Kick, and he broadcasts to other channels as well. Both of them have raided my channel multiple times and brought in, together they brought in hundreds of people. So I give them credit for that. I don't know what happened to Flan. He kind of disappeared.
it's one of the wildest things ever.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And the media gaslighting you to protect. It's just people are so afraid of Trump being in office and
Yeah.
Republicans being in office.
A few moments later.
Hanging out with the guy, I'm like, man.
Well, it's just the media
Yeah,
narrative.
few
I mean, so many
moments
people
later.
were fed
Yeah,
this
few
lie
weeks-
that
2
the
weeks
Russia
later.
collusion.
Yeah.
Was this?
Is this the video you're talking about?
2
Let me see what
minutes
this one
later.
says. I don't think it is.
By the way, the same stable genius said the biggest problem we had in the Revolutionary War is we didn't have enough airports.
Oh
Stable
no.
genius.
Oh
Dude,
no.
Biden is literally...
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
What?
Just
How
for,
old is
for
this?
the record.
Is that fake?
It's not fake.
He was
but
talking about
he
somebody
was
else.
referencing Trump saying that.
Dude, is this an old video? Dude, when is this from? This is from 3 hours ago. I am so confused right now. I am so confused.
Wait, did Trump actually say that?
Here's what Trump's saying it in 2019.
Oh.
Donald Trump said something about that. He didn't say Jesus. He said a stable genius, and that's where the.
Oh.
Yeah, he said I'm a
Let
stable
me hear what it
genius.
says. What did he say?
In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. The Continental Army.
What happened to WH Grandpa? He got mad at me for promoting my live stream on, just like everyone does. It's like they act like they're your friend, and then you're like, cool, so I let you know when I'm live, and you do that, and he's like, he puts out some mass notice. Anybody who's promoting their stuff on my chat will on my True Social account will be banned forever. Blah blah blah. And I was like, Wow, really? Okay, so I stopped promoting, but I may have said something like, you know, I didn't put a link, but I was like, you should come to my show or something like that. And he blocked me, so I was like, well, fuck you, I'll block you too. So I blocked him back. I don't know if we ever talked about that on here or not, actually. I don't know if I ever mentioned that on the show. But it wasn't long after that Tronanon came in and he was chilling, and I was like, I wonder if he knows what happened between me and Grandpa and if he's okay with that, you know. And then Tron came in again just recently. He was here like 2 weeks ago. But it was just a matter of, you know, him accusing me of allowing racism on my show, while he hangs out with a bunch of Trump supporters. Dude, the hypocrisy there, I just, you know, I could only stand it for so long. I was loving the numbers, and that's great. I'll roll with just about anybody as long as I can take it for. You know, but then his hypocrisy is just beyond comprehension. And if he doesn't understand what I'm saying, hey bro, Trump supporters are racist cunt motherfuckers, and the reason you don't realize this is because you don't realize that Donald Trump is a racist, and that in supporting a racist, you yourself are supporting something inside you that says that's okay. You know, there's another way. You don't have to vote. You know, you don't have to support anybody. Because like I said, choose your destructor. You don't understand that, go watch Ghostbusters. Yeah, my shit's that simple. You know, war games, Ghostbusters, some of the best lessons in life. Who stays? Who goes? Well, I'm getting sick of it. Yeah, I know. It wasn't his live stream. I would put links up under a post that he would put up on Truth Social. Because I thought that, you know, him and his followers enjoyed coming to the show, regardless of our differences. Hey, Billy, I want you to know, just for you, I'm wearing an XL, bro. Just for you. We literally talked about it on the show yesterday. I was like, yeah, my friend Billy and Billy, both of the Billies, they both tell me I need to go up to an XL. I shouldn't be in a small. I should be in an XL. I got plenty of XLs. I got plenty of XLs. Does AI make me nervous? No, because I see it coming, bro. I already predicted this shit. You know, I saw RoboCop. I saw Terminator. Let's just talk about, you know, movies are one of the best, you know, Idiocracy, guys. Fucking, Brazil. You know, every fucking movie that we've seen that has anything to do with where we are today, you can credit them for painting a picture in our minds and at least preparing us mentally for what's possible. Right? I've watched a lot of movies. I know you guys probably have too. And the ones that I'm talking about are just like really popular ones. You know? Idiocracy is showing, literally, it's like, I mean, it couldn't be any closer to like Donald Trump, a Donald Trump type reality, a clown show of a reality. And we've literally got a TV, we've got a podcast broadcast on Rumble where it's guys standing like this letting the other guy slap them in their face. It couldn't be any closer. It couldn't be any closer to idiocracy than where we are today. So does it make me nervous? Fuck no, dude. I saw this shit coming, bro. I saw all this shit coming. I've seen it in all the movies that we've ever watched. You know? What, are you gonna ignore the fucking plot lines of every movie you ever saw? You know? That's like where we are with climate change, where we are with AI, where we are with Elon Musk, you know, where we are with Bill Gates, where we are with fucking COVID, where we are with medical care for everybody.
Suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you...
Well, I mean, like, well, okay, hold on. If Biden said it, the only possible explanation is that Biden has dementia. And his Alzheimer's rattled brain just made it impossible for him to even think of what he was fucking talking. And he thought we were actually flying planes. But if Trump said it, I mean, like, maybe it was like a bad speechwriter on the teleprompter, and he just wasn't sure, and he read it, and he just wasn't thinking. This guy's been traveling a lot, okay, you know.
You fucked up.
Yeah, he did.
What's
But
he gonna
I
say?
feel
Hold
like
on.
you can tell too. It sounds like a little different. He's like, you can tell he like messed up his words, but yeah. He's just, I don't know.
To go over the airports.
Well, that's the thing
funny,
about media these days. It's like,
right.
You
never
gotta
know.
look into it.
Well,
COVID rotted his brain. It happened, bro. It was all the ivermectin he took when he got sick, I guess. Is the Joe Rogan subreddit, like, have they turned on Rogan, or they're hate watchers? Eric had a really good question 2 or 3 days ago, but I think I was ending my stream and I didn't answer it. Eric asked a question of, like, would you feel if Israel was utilizing weapon systems that had a less likelihood of being able to focus or target an attack and increase the amount of collateral damage, would that be unethical? I think the answer would probably be yes. And I could definitely see, like, let's say that there's one military system or targeting system that's more expensive, but it's, like, more precise. But it also gives you less leeway then for war crimes, because now if you f up, now it's like way more likely that you're going to get dinged for something. And then there's another system that's like less precise or more clustered or whatever. And if you use this, it does more damage. It's cheaper, but right. I'm sure there's a lot of calculations or complications in regards to evaluating the types of systems used and everything. I don't know if I would have strong feelings about any of that.
It's like, oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, I can imagine at some point we're going to say that.
Man,
at some point we're going to say that. It's probably unethical to choose to use this weapon system, right? Sure, but yeah, I'm not sure where I would draw those lines. I think I would need way more details on the on what exactly is being discussed. Yeah.
Holding religious significance for both communities was to be an international city. These allocations aimed to distribute the land based on demographic and agricultural considerations, but significantly altered the existing territorial status quo, fueling tensions further. The Jewish leadership accepted the proposal, seeing it as a step toward an independent Jewish state. However, the Arab leadership rejected it outright, refusing to recognize any partition of the territory and the separation of its peoples. Seeing few other options, Jewish leaders declared independence in 1948, establishing the State of Israel.
Didn't Ligon say some shit about them using dumb bombs? I've never heard the term dumb bomb in my life. Dumb bomb is stupid. Dumb bomb doesn't make any sense. I don't know why you would ever call a bomb a dumb bomb. This is a rocket.
Okay, no. I'll tell you why. Because we've got so much technology now, bro. We've literally got missiles and bombs and drones and things that can literally have cameras on them and GPS tracking and laser guided and blah blah blah. So in order to say that this is just a bomb that's dropped that doesn't have any kind of a set device on it that detects where people are or has some kind of a preset pre-explosive or an airburst or a hovering capability or anything, they call it a dumb bomb, bro. It's like, why does that bother you?
I don't know why we would ever. Yeah, that just sounds. I don't know where that term
sounds
came from,
dumb.
or why the New York Times made that article or whatever.
No law
Like,
regarding cannabis.
dumb bomb just means that there's no guidance system or navigation system on the bomb itself, but a dumb bomb can still be highly precise or highly targeted. There's going to be certain weapon
but
systems
That's
that.
not the point, bro. They're just saying the type of ordinance it was. That's all. It's like, what were they shot with, a fucking handgun, or were they shot with a rifle? You know, it matters. That's all, bro. Jesus Christ.
Launch dumb bombs.
Hey man, hey, whatever this new drug is you're on, bro, I'd cut it maybe to about half.
That are more precise than like guided weapons, smart bombs.
Cheers,
Like it's just
bitter.
a stupid. Yeah, I don't know. That's a dumb. That just sounds dumb. Rockets have a propulsion system. Oh, dumb bomb is just free falling. Oh, sure. Even a free falling or a launched bomb, like an artillery shell, can be guided with high levels of precision. It's just a dumb. It's a stupid term. Or at the very least, it's dumb applied in this context. Like a dumb bomb is automatically horrible and bad compared to something else. You know.
Seeing few other options, Jewish leaders declared independence in 1948, establishing the State of Israel. This immediately triggered the Arab-Israeli War, as neighboring Arab states invaded to crush what they saw as a Zionist occupation. Despite the odds stacked against the Israeli defenders, the war ended in 1949 with an Israeli victory, establishing the Green Line as the de facto border for the new Jewish state. The Green Line expanded Israel's territory beyond the UN's proposed boundaries, incorporating Western Galilee and a broad corridor through the Negev Desert. By the end...
Wait, okay, I might be missing things here. I'm sorry. Or maybe they said it earlier when I was reading chat. I would argue that this is an incredibly pro-Zionist retelling of what happened here, right? That the odds were stacked against them. I don't know if the odds were ever stacked against Israel. They were shipping in lots of weapons from Czechoslovakia. All of the Israelis who were coming in from Europe they were clearly like military ready, and they had experience, and they were way more organized. They were getting a lot of money externally from other Zionist organizations. I'm pretty sure their fighting force in the military is
This
way
is
more.
funny. So, Destiny researches all this shit so that when he comes up on a point, he's got whatever it was that he read and learned, he's got it ready to fire off. And he's so cracked out, man, that it just comes off like a fucking robot, just spouting facts. And sometimes he gets so caught up in the knowledge that he's retained that he's not listening to what he doesn't even listen to what he's saying.
More capable than the surrounding Arab states. And also, there was no mention in here of like part of the reason why the Arab states invaded was probably also because of the huge expulsion of Palestinian Arabs from the land as well, right?
Look.
Did I miss the Nakba mention in here?
No. But I will say this. I guarantee you this. Destiny could just as easily and accurately and strongly have defended the other side of that debate and been just as convincing. Guarantee you.
Yeah.
And if you asked him to do it, he probably would, just to show that he could do it.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this particular part, the retelling here, was very favorable towards the Jewish side. Arguably, like bordering on. You're missing some important parts for the Arab side here, but.
End of the war, over 700,000 Palestinians had been permanently displaced from their homeland.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
With many reduced.
Well.
Negev Desert. By the end of the war, over 700,000 Palestinians had been permanently displaced from their homeland. With
Sure. Some people would argue that this displacement began, though, in 47 before the war even happened, right? Was the Nakba before or after the war? I think people would probably argue the Nakba was like from 47 to 49, with some of it occurring prior to the war and then most of it occurring after. Although I heard one guy challenge me on that most of it happened before the war even happened. I don't think that's true, though. I wish I could find like precise numbers on when people left, but yeah.
Many reduced to the status of refugees. This event would be known as the Nakba.
The Nakba was a product of the war. I don't believe that's 100% true. I believe that after the 47 partition plan, once that was rejected, I believe that the Arab-Israeli civil war started, and that's when some of the expulsions began, prior to the 48 independence and prior to the actual first war. I'm pretty sure that's true. That's not correct, Destiny. The Arabs were very well trained, having fought in multiple conflicts under the Ottomans. I'm not a military expert, and I don't know much about the military history, but just based on the little bit I know, that seems to be completely wrong. It feels like Arab states, even Egypt, had a very hard time organizing and running a military effectively. So I don't think that's true at all, but I could be wrong.
Or catastrophe by surviving Palestinians and the rest of the Arab world. Although hostilities ceased, the agreements didn't resolve the core conflict, merely pausing territorial disputes. From 1949 to 1967, the Gaza Strip was under Egyptian occupation and the West Bank under Jordanian occupation. The end of the war also saw Israel's alleged violation of the UN General Assembly Resolution 181, as it expanded beyond the UN's proposed boundaries, further souring relations with neighboring Arab states. Concurrently, border skirmishes, issues over the Straits of Tiran, and the 1956 Suez Crisis further exacerbated problems with the Arabs. Israel's probing into surrounding territories and retaliatory actions against cross-border attacks further strained relations in the region, setting the stage for June 5, 1967, when preemptive Israeli airstrikes against Egyptian airfields caused a coalition of Arab states to simultaneously declare war and attack Israel across multiple...
Okay, well now that's given like incredibly pro-Arab side that they just like Israel for no reason attacked a bunch of airfields. Man.
fronts. Despite being grossly outnumbered, Israel quickly launched an immediate offensive, capturing the Sinai Peninsula, Gaza Strip, West Bank, East Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights at a lightning pace. The war concluded.
Also, the grossly outnumbered thing here also is, but that's also like massively pro-Israeli. I don't think that this video is like wrong. I wonder if you can give like a general overview of history while it's still like accurate. Like to say that they were grossly outnumbered is like kind of true, but like I think once you've eliminated all of the enemy air support, I don't know if the outnumbered shit matters, because if you have like free reign of the skies and you just call in planes, bomb the of everybody, and you have no contest there. And I'm pretty sure at this early stage in history, anti-air didn't really exist that well, or at least it wasn't deployed in these regions. Because remember, that was one of the scary things about Yom Kippur. The scary thing about Yom Kippur was Egypt, I think, having a ton of anti-air that was being set up in the Sinai deployed by the Soviets. And I think in the beginning stages of Yom Kippur, I'm pretty sure Israeli planes were getting murked like motherfuckers. They were getting shot down like crazy. So having like massive air superiority over every country, which the Israelis had, was probably was definitely super important. So to say they're like super outnumbered,
Peninsula, Gaza Strip, West Bank, East Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights at a lightning...
It had a note on the screen. It said it was in response to closing the straits in the military on the border. Oh, okay, my bad. I just didn't read the note. My bad.
Pace. The war concluded on June 10th, marking...
Air superiority doesn't mean jack shit unless you have superior infantry. I don't know about that.
What we now know as the Six-Day War. These newly acquired territories significantly expanded Israel's borders, with the Green Line being superseded by the ceasefire lines established at the end of the conflict. From 1967 onwards, new Israeli settlements would be established across the occupied territories of Gaza and the West Bank, often encroaching on Palestinian land to do so. The aftermath of the Six-Day War left a lingering tension in the region, with the Arab states seeking to recover their territories.
What do you mean the show is down? Can everybody else see the show? On Rumble? Can anybody hear me? Drew says it's working good for him. Can anybody else hear me? Deer Slayer says everything is fine.
Lost to Israel. These tensions eventually sparked the Yom Kippur War in 1973, where Egypt and Syria launched coordinated surprise attacks against Israel to regain the Sinai Peninsula and the Golan Heights. However, by the end of the war, Israeli forces had repelled the invasions and even advanced into Egyptian and Syrian territories beyond the pre-war lines. Despite these territorial changes during the conflict, the borders essentially returned to their pre-war status following disengagement agreements in 1974 and 1975. Even with the memories of Yom Kippur still fresh, an unprecedented moment occurred in 1978 at Camp David in the United States. Here, agreements were signed between Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin, which led to a peace treaty and normalized relations the following year. Part of this treaty involved Israel returning the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt.
Hi, crisp lettuce.
Which was finalized in 1982. Meanwhile, Israeli military rule over the West Bank transitioned to a semi-civil authority under the Israeli Ministry of Defense. Since its establishment in 1964, the Palestine Liberation Organization gained significant influence in the region. Its pursuit for Palestinian self-determination led to the Arab League officially deeming them the sole legitimate representative of the Palestinian people in 1974. This recognition marked a pivotal moment.
I'm behind a few minutes, but it seems like when you say loud, it says you lie in private. She actually means that you make her feel better and you're meaner in public, but she argues a ton on stream, or a lot on stream. That could be true, and honestly, I could see people having that opinion. I think that's a personal thing that I need to work on. Yeah, that's the thing that I need to work on. I need to figure that out. I think.
Bro, if you share this in DGG, they're going to come in here and hate me so much. Did somebody share this in DGG, bro? Oh my goodness. Hi, Pizza. How's it going? Long time no see. Wow. Somebody shared this in TGG? You did? I'm honored. Well, bro, if the people that like me will come back, bro, there was a few cool people, man. I'm still here 3 times a day, man. I've been very interested in watching Destiny the last few days, with what happened, you know, with his relationship, and he keeps it fucking so real, you know. It's hard not to watch. Feels okay, man. Let's keep watching some Destiny.
I think one flaw or defect
we're
I have, I'm
talking
really
about
bad
it.
at like, here's like a weird contradiction I think that I have. I'm really bad at words of affirmation. Like if I see somebody and they do something, like my first instinct is to criticize, which is a bad habit. That was really unfair to Mel. Mel did a lot of like shows on Red Pill stuff where she did like pretty good when she went to debates, and when she would ask me like, oh, how do you think I did on this thing? My mind is like, oh, well, what could you do better, right? And so I would just be critical. And I think that makes people feel like shit when they hear that. When I ask for somebody like, how did I do? I'm almost always soliciting critical feedback. Like, yeah, hey, like, what do you think? Can you tell me something I do better here? But like, that's almost all I'm interested in. I'm very rarely am interested in saying, oh, you did a good job. I just want to like.
Where's Destiny at on the actual genocide, you guys? Has he said what he feels about that? Not about who has rights to the land or anything like that. That's I feel the conversation is not necessary at this point. I feel the conversation is there's a genocide going on, and do you think Israel needs to stop doing what they're doing? Where's he at with that? On second thought, I don't want to if I can't embed in DGG to feels, and I'm scared to. Pizza, do a poll and I'll play it. Nate's Garden, yeah, the last few times I posted your link in chat, people got mad, so I stopped. I thought since you were watching this video, they'd want to watch. Cool, bro, cool. I mean, like I said, I've been paying attention to Destiny for a few days, man. I've caught a few shows of his. I went back and saw some older stuff too. I caught him. I think I caught him live. I think he was live the other day, and I turned him on while he was live. He was just finishing. He'd just gone 9 hours. Dude, you can hijack my chat anytime you want, and let me tell you why. All my chat's on Rumble now. You guys are over on the other channels. You guys should come to Rumble. But at the same time, no one uses that chat, bro. You come over here and use it. I'll even make it bigger on the screen. Come over and use the chat anytime you want, because no one else is. You're welcome.
Like, tell me what I can do better is usually what I'm looking for.
I mean, if you hear him say something or whatever, you start talking in the chat, I will pause it and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
But then when I'm talking about somebody else, when they're not around, so if I talk to them and they're not, if somebody else is bringing up their performance and that person's not there, then I will almost come off as like a simp. Because if people are bringing up like Melina, like I've done this on stream and in my subreddit, because Melina always say like, oh, you're always critical of me, and it's like, when I'm talking to you, I am, but like when I'm talking to my community or when I'm posting my subreddit or I'm talking in chats, I simp like crazy. No, I'll always like sing the praises.
I used to go into DGG, I'd go live and I would put a link in DGG, and people would go. Back then I had a rainbow status, and people would say like, KYS and shit like that to myself, and I would just block them on DGG. There'd usually be 1 or 2 people, and that would be it. And then some people would be like, who the fuck are you, or whatever, and blah blah blah, and I'm out of there because I'm doing my show. It got to a point, I remember, where it just got ugly, man. And I was like, I'm not gonna drop links in there anymore. I would do one link. Boom. It wasn't like I would spam. I would just drop one link, and it would be when Destiny wasn't live. But I stopped. It got ugly. It got ugly. I was like, it's not worth it to me, man, to piss people off. I don't want to piss people off. I'm not here to piss people off. I hate that shit. You know, people that I piss off, I don't want them watching the show. You know, seriously, I'm not trying to change anybody's minds. I know how small this is. So let's watch some more.
Somebody like, no, I think this person did a good job here. No, I don't think that's fair to say this. Or no, yeah, I need to translate the third party energy to second party energy better. That's just like a thing that I need to work on, I think. Yeah, I think it's like a personal thing. Yeah. It also depends on what you're critical of compared to their level of competence on that thing. Sure. The rule is it's something they can improve on right now, then criticism is fine. If it's something they can't fix, don't criticize. I think the rule is you should, unless you have a partner that very specifically enjoys critical feedback, which is something I specifically do. I like the whiplash approach, right? Throw a chair at me, tell me I'm a loser. Sorry. Yeah, and then like criticize me. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. That's the type of feedback I generally solicit. If your partner is a normal human being, like 98% of people, being able to compliment their work, or especially things they've like expended effort on, that's probably a really important part of a healthy relationship, like a functional relationship, I think. You should be able to do that. If you can't do that, that's like a character flaw that you need to work on, I think. Or find somebody that is like you, I guess. Yeah. I had that exact same problem with my best friend in GF. What direction are you going to improve that? I try to be more mindful of it. It'd be nice for a relationship. If I'm dating somebody, I think I want somebody that's like more similar to me, but I still think I don't want to call it a character flaw, but it's something I work on. I try to. Like I remember, for instance, after our debates in Texas, I think I wanted to criticize Erudite for something, or there was like something she could improve that would like help her so much. And my instinct was to say that immediately to her.
Going through a divorce? But no, man. He got the papers drawn up. He sent them over to her. She immediately signed them and sent them back. They are divorced. They're not going through a divorce. She walked away. Everything's cool. Boom. It was just like that. He's been talking about it for the last few days. He said, I'm going to talk about it this much, and then I'm not going to talk about it anymore. And he's like, okay, I'm done talking about it. And then someone else would ask a question. He's like, okay, I wasn't going to talk about that, but let's go ahead and let's just get it out there. And he does. He just lays it all out there. You know, it's very interesting. And, you know, when you hear his side of it, you're not sad for him. You know, well, you're not sad for him. You know, there's sadness that it wasn't what maybe it appeared to be. But at the same time, he's okay with it, man, because of what transpired. He's moved the fuck on quick. And it almost seems like in his mind, he's rationalized that the marriage was just a thing of convenience to get her American citizenship. You know, and he's cool. And he's like, you know, we can talk now, whatever. He admits, he's like, I was crazy. He's like, I was a little out of my mind. And he's like, you can see it in the DMs and shit. He goes and reviews all of it. No kids involved. Nope. No. Not between the two of them. They should have kept quiet and personal. This was it. You know, they could have, but they have their friends, their circle of friends, and the people she hangs out with, and the way she talks, man. There was no keeping it a secret. There were other podcasters who were discussing it. So they both had to get out in front of it and just say, this is what's going on. This is her side. This is his side. You can determine what you think, you know, if you believe whatever you want to believe, if you've listened to both. I'm not interested in her side. So I wouldn't go and listen to what, you know, she thinks or blah, blah, blah. Because that's not why I watch Destiny, man. You know? So it's yeah, it is, you know, it's you're putting your heart out there for your audience to either, you know, accept or to stomp on. It's like, you know, it's a leap of faith. when you expose yourself like that. You know, Billy Ballantyne can pontificate on that shit.
But then I remembered, like, okay, this is gonna, if we just finish debate and then I give her like a piece of criticism, it's just gonna be like me shitting on her. So I like try to think of like, oh, I think you did this really well, or this did good, or I think you had a really good argument here, blah blah blah. You should like consider this one thing, something. Yeah, I think it's just good.
I really think for some reason, Docky Hollandaisy's got some bad internet. I wonder if he's maybe inside a building that's got a metal roof, or he's just in a bad place or far away from a router, or he might want to switch from cell phone to Wi-Fi, or turn Wi-Fi off and switch to cell phone. Could you, if you're watching on your phone, what do you think? What do you think? Maybe. Let me know.
Consider that, because people are gonna, if you criticize them, they'll take the feelings that you hated everything they did.
If he's got really bad internet, then he probably didn't hear what I just said.
That's what most people think.
Oh, good.
Right? If you do a musical performance and it's amazing and everybody's clapping and you're praying, so like, oh my god, just this one note, like in measure 47, like you always f up the vibrato on this note because it's an awkward thing or whatever. What you hear is, I hated everything, and here's like one of the things I hated. That's what it feels like. So I think it's important to realize you have to.
You guys, who's 50 plus in here? You guys remember the PLO from when we were kids? You remember the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization? He's got their thing up there. Who remembers that? The PLO. The PLO, blah, 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 blah. Man, wow, how things have changed, huh?
You have to do that better. Why do you think you do that? I don't know, because that's what I like to hear. We project. Everybody projects. You see yourself in everybody, and then you just treat everybody like you think. Yeah, you project your mental states and shit. Yeah. How often do you give constructive feedback to a partner without being too critical? Well, I mean, I never try to be too critical. I make sure my feedback is always constructive. But even if your feedback is constructive, that doesn't matter. If you're only ever giving criticism, it feels like shit. It's not good. Having an explicit call for a postmortem of anything is good for people. Getting into the mindset of critique of both parties, just coming out and raw dogging criticism sets people up. Sure. But even so, like, I just think criticism, even if it's really good criticism or really constructive, I think it just feels shitty.
Wow.
At Destiny, as a school teacher here in Norway, we usually apply the two compliments and a criticism to most schoolwork. And we even get the kids to do it to each other. Yeah, that can help.
I'm excited.
There's also ways to do criticism as well that
makes me want to go play.
No, I know this from like a manager point of view because of the stupid supervisor class we took at the casino. I don't know why I don't apply this to my personal life.
Michael Haskey.
I don't apply any of my advice. That's why my advice is so good. You know it's good.
Michael Haskey, let me know how Romaine's and y'all's mangrove orchids are doing, please.
I don't take any of it. When you criticize somebody, rather than saying something they did wrong, if you can, it's really good to fixate on the thing they did good and try to amplify that over the wrongness. So this might be an example.
The glue, baby, the glue.
Let's say that somebody, says like too much. I think I still say like too much even on stream. Let's say somebody says like too much when they're having a debate. Like, okay? Rather than go in and like, what's the nicest way? Be like, listen, okay, sharing or leaving thing sounds okay. If you just cut down on the filler, you do so much better, right? Like that might be like a nice criticism. If you can amplify the good things and then use that to criticize the bad thing without criticizing it directly almost, it feels better. So if somebody says like too much and you go up to them and you're like, hey, when you speak, you are incredibly impactful. You have a lot of statements that carry a lot of weight behind them. But I think sometimes you undermine it a little bit by doing the likes. You should let your statements just hang. So say something and be silent, because everything you say is so good and your statements are so powerful. If you just stop the filler afterwards, I think it would be so...
I know a guy, I saw a podcaster, and he would say this phrase, like, every freaking sentence, every freaking sentence he would finish with this. And it wasn't, you know what I mean? And that's obnoxious. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? That's annoying. But this one was even, it was if I remember it, I'll tell it to you. I'm trying to remember it right now as I look for seeds in this bud. No seeds. Damn, I can't remember. It was a whole phrase that this guy would say. Man. Ah, I can't believe I can't remember it. He said it so many times. Got this new guitar pick. It's got my logo on it. It's a gift from my girl. I was experimenting with it. It seems to work really good. I really like the I like the way it plays, so I'm gonna maybe play a little bit for you after this bong rip. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers. I want to play my new guitar pick for you. Cheers, bitter. Pick of Destiny. Pick of Destiny. Old man's got to rest his hand now. Wow, listen to all that noise. That's not right. It shouldn't be like that. Right? That's... It shouldn't be like that. What is that? Whoa. Whoa. What is that? Dude. This amplifier sounds so goddamn good. Oh my god. You're about to take a fat dab. Hell yeah, Pizza Dub made it over to the goddams. Whoa. What do you think the teacher is going to look like this year? Wow! Ooh. Children, stop that screaming! Teach, don't you see? You don't want to be no uptown fool. Maybe I should go to hell, but I am doing well. Teach me to see me after school. I think of all the education that I missed. Nothing, my homework was never quite like this. I got it bad, I got it bad, I got it bad. I'm half a teacher. I got it bad, so bad. I'm half a teacher. I brought my pencil. Give me something right on, man. Ooh. I heard about the lessons. Your lessons are so cool. I know about this school. And never gonna broke Cherry Lane. How can you be so bold? How did you know that golden rule? I think of all the education that I missed. But then my homework was never quite like this. I got it bad, I got it bad, I got it bad. I'm half a teacher. I got it bad, so bad. I'm half a teacher. Woo! I think the clock is slow. Class dismissed. Ooh. I got it bad, I got it bad, I got it bad. I'm off a teacher. I got it bad, so bad. I'm half a teacher. Oh, yes, I'm hot. Oh, yes, I'm hot. Oh, yes, I'm hot. Oh, my God. Woo! Old man. Now I gotta rest. Hey, thanks. What's up, y'all? Hey, how's the audience doing? Yeah, tell me how great you're doing. Great, man. I hope you all came out and had a great night. I hope you're enjoying the music. Blah, 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 blah. Let me rest my hand.
So much better for yourself, right? Because now you're fixating on your criticism has a compliment in it, right? Like you when you speak, it's really good. You're just doing like a little thing that kind of undermines it. If you can find ways to like amplify like a good thing, or focus on that kind of like as part of the criticism, I think that also makes the criticism feel better. Rather than doing like the compliment sandwich thing where you're just like, you do this really well, you do this really well, and this you do horribly. Because even in a compliment sandwich, like that criticism could feel like shit, you know? I don't know. There's an art to giving constructive feedback to people. God, I bet Dr. K does it. I want to fucking kidnap and take his brain out and mine that brain for, information. He's such a good conversationalist. I almost wish he did like debate or political stuff. He's such a good conversationalist. It's unbelievable listening to talk to people. He's just incredibly disarming.
Your reaction is joy.
Oh, because that was such a cute, that was so cute. How that all wrapped. I don't know if he's going to go this way. At the end of the day, an emotion is elicited from Sneeko, not the dopamine, not the wrecking, blah, 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 like joy, because it was a human person, not God, it was a human person in a conversation that recognized something, and it elicited a response from Sneeko.
I like connecting with people.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
yeah, with people. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Is this weakness?
Dr. K sets an unreasonable standard for what a therapist would sound like. I don't know if I've ever spoken in my entire life to somebody that can establish this much rapport this quickly with this level of pretty personal insight.
Hey, Dr. K.
He's like the best of both worlds of like of having an incredibly strong spine while being incredibly disarming at the same time. Usually you compromise on one of these two things. You're either like you don't have enough like for instance, you could criticize when I did the conservative debates 5 years ago that I was being a little bit too lenient to them while I was trying to be empathetic. So that'd be an example of like being a little bit like more soft and sacrificing your spine. Or in debating the lefties, you could argue that I had too much of a spine and I wasn't soft or empathetic enough. For some reason, like an erect, throbbing where you've got the solid inner and then the soft skin on the outside. Dr. K just does a really good job at being so unbelievably soft and disarming while still like being really strong in what he believes. He's so good at navigating comments like that. Dr. K talks about not giving criticisms by just asking questions on this interview. Oh, fuck. I might start binging some of his stuff just to listen to him. I just want to hear him. I'm more interested in him navigating conversations with people that don't like. Listening to him talk to Sneeko is so good. Holy shit.
Things I want to dive into here. I would love for you to finish your.
Let's finish this before we get on to that.
In the Palestinian struggle, as the PLO's influence began to extend into neighboring countries like Lebanon. This expansion contributed to Israel's 1982 Operation Peace for Galilee, initially aimed at expelling PLO forces from Lebanon. As the conflict rapidly escalated into an extended occupation of southern Lebanon, Israel established a security zone to thwart attacks, leading to intricate conflicts with Lebanese factions and the emergence of Hezbollah as a key political player in the region. This occupation, marked by its flagrant territorial violations, significantly impacted Israeli-Lebanese relations and the broader Middle Eastern geopolitical landscape. The Israeli presence in southern Lebanon continued for nearly 2 decades, marked by persistent military engagement.
Just him, I'm asking myself. He actually offered to reach out and chat with me off stream which I appreciate over stuff. And the last part of our conversation was me asking him a few questions related to conversation stuff. Yeah. So I have a little bit. Yeah. But it'd be fun to have just like a 2-hour convo. I could talk to him so much about. Yeah, he's just so good at talking. But one of the unfortunate things when I was speaking to him though is some people are naturals at things, and unfortunately, I think he might be like a natural. So I don't know if I'm more interested sometimes in people that aren't naturals and have to think a lot about how to get to a process. I'm like, okay, how do you do this? What do you do here? Because a lot of my questions for him are like literally like, when you've got something that's so against you and then you do this, like, what is your thought process to here? And for him, he's like, oh, well, you know, I just try not to be judgmental and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. Like one of the things he said, like, oh, I just try to be compassionate. And it's like, you are compassionate, but a lot of times when people are compassionate, it comes off as condescending, but you don't. I've never heard Dr. K come off as like condescending or patronizing ever. He never comes off that way.
It's nice. So, let me, goddamn, you're good, not all over. Not all over. What's up? So Obama bought a camping supply company that made a movie about the apocalypse so he can sell it all, and it's working. Wow. You're a nightingale today. Okay. So, I think that's everything I wanted to say right there.
Yeah, sorry, fuck, I'm glazing hard. He's probably one of the best conversationalists I've heard, like, speak to people in challenging areas on YouTube ever. It's just so good, yeah.
Its flagrant territorial violations significantly impacted Israeli-Lebanese relations and the broader Middle Eastern geopolitical landscape. The Israeli presence in southern Lebanon continued for nearly 2 decades, marked by persistent military engagements, political backlash, as well as international scrutiny.
Someone said he has so much experience it's a matter of practice. I disagree. I think therapists and talkers and teachers can go their whole life practicing and not hit whatever he's done to get his conversational skills where they're at. I don't think most people ever get there, even for people that practice like talking and therapy and everything. Yeah.
And criticism. The occupation would only end with Israel's unilateral withdrawal in 2000. However, this did not put an end to the PLO's activities within Israel and other parts of the region. The PLO's involvement in hijackings, attacks on civilians, and guerrilla warfare led countries like the United States and Israel to label it a terrorist organization during that period, though their reputation began to change over the late 1980s. The PLO's chairman, Yasser Arafat, alongside other Palestinian parties, became instrumental in setting the stage for the Oslo Accords, which aimed to transition toward more structured Palestinian self-governance and a potential two-state solution. Signed in 1993, the Oslo Accords established the Palestinian Authority.
But his education made us too. He's Harvard trained. I don't think his Harvard training, I'm sure it helped a little bit, but he's got qualities that are unique to him. That I don't think you pick up in a school anywhere. If Harvard could produce a bunch of people that could have conversations through residency, like at his level, we would see it. Like, yeah.
Granting it limited self-rule over parts of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip for a transitional period, with the aim of achieving a final peace settlement within 5 years. The Accords divided the West Bank into 3 areas: Area A, under full authority control; Area B, under Palestinian civil control and Israeli security control; and Area C, under full Israeli control. The Palestinian Authority was given control over most population centers in the West Bank and Gaza, while Israel retained control over Jewish settlements, military areas, and most of the natural resources. This arrangement was meant to be a stepping stone toward a two-state solution, although the subsequent Camp David negotiations in 2000 failed to establish a permanent settlement. The transitional period set by the Oslo Accords was complex, further exacerbated by the...
Yeah, I agree Estelle's natural. Another factor is his practice of mindfulness. Didn't he train to be a monk for years? I'm really curious how much that plays into it, for sure. Because there were a couple of Jesuits that I knew at Creighton Prep, my high school, that were also incredibly good conversationalists. That were so good. But I mean, I don't see that tested as much because it's like a high school format, so it's the relationships are different there. But yeah, I'm not sure. There might be some aspect of people that do religion or spirituality or mindfulness or meditation. There might be something in there that is like a part of the human mind that demands like exploration that we just don't get like in more secular settings. That might be the case, you know.
Second Intifada, a major Palestinian uprising from 2000 to 2005 following the failed Camp David negotiations. In 2005, shortly after the suppression of the uprising, Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon took a unilateral step to withdraw from the Gaza Strip. This evacuation involved dismantling all Israeli settlements in the Gaza Strip and 4 in the northern West Bank. The disengagement was aimed at improving Israeli security, reducing friction between Israelis and Palestinians, and advancing the peace process, but Israel still retained control over Gaza's airspace, territorial waters, and border crossings, except for the land border with Egypt, which is controlled by Egypt and the Palestinian Authority.
Fuck. I don't want to get into the comparison too much, but do you think that him being so good at combos might have played into why Max hated him so much? He was what he wanted to be. I'm not sure. I think Max hated him for other reasons, like with this weird savior complex. He's got actually a whole history of this. But it is funny that Max and Dr. K are a flip side of something that seems similar, but they're actually completely opposite. And it's really funny because Max levied this criticism at Dr. K that basically what Dr. K does is he gets you in a convo, gets you to cry, then makes you feel good afterwards. And that'll always make you feel good. Which is 50% true, but Max is actually describing his own behavior. Dr. K, I think, asks you good questions to get you to reflect on things that you don't normally reflect on. Sometimes it can make you kind of uncomfortable because people don't usually show the care or concern to ask questions to get this deep, to make you confront something that's a little bit uncomfortable. And then you can have a moment, and he'll let you have that moment, and then you wrap up the conversation, or then you finish afterwards. That is like a thing that I've seen happen in a lot of Dr. K conversations. What Max does, though, is Max will push you into a corner, make you very uncomfortable. He'll hit a boundary, push, step into your zone, make you incredibly uncomfortable, and then you end up breaking down. And then Max will ease up off the gas afterwards and let you kind of catch your breath. And now you feel like a little bit more endearing towards him because you had that vulnerable moment or whatever. But the vulnerable moments that Max pushes out of people, I think, comes from a violation of boundaries and comes from a very subtle manipulation of conversation and flow and frame. And Dr. K's like vulnerable moments come from like just, I would say, like legitimate questioning and the person kind of like thinking or getting to areas that normally they might not ask questions about. That's my feeling.
I hope sun comes out, man. I got this piece of
You never
wood.
heard the memes about Dr. K making you cry? Oh, yeah, I mean, I've seen it before, sure. But, okay.
I found a really nice piece of wood, but it's super.
Do you think that's why
solid.
Rex will prefer to talk to Dr. K over other
Gotta
therapists?
completely
Possibly.
Dry. I got to get all the water out of it and just sit it out in the sun. It won't take long.
Dr. K just needs to
it's
talk
gonna
to
be
Israel and
so
Palestinians.
cool.
Problem solved. True.
Really,
Personally,
really
I think one of the big things for him, for being genuinely open-minded to others, is based in being genuinely humbled by failing in some part of life. Oh, for Dr. K,
You
maybe.
have to get the sand off, and it's like it's like black and blonde. It's like black, like it's been burned. I don't know what to put. There's a few pieces like that. I'm gonna do one whole thing of just those black pieces together. It's gonna be cool. They're really cool, man. It looks like they were in a fire, but I don't think it's from a fire. I think it's something else. But anyway. Anybody still here, man? You guys, just the chat just, there's nobody saying anything, so, I figure I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go do stuff. Hey, Pinoy, just in time for me to say goodbye. Alright, thanks, buddy. Later, everybody. Bye.